I'm here today with main event fighter Kevin the Fire Burns, five-time UFC vet, taking on Wisconsin's Eddie Larrea on Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Throwdown for Midwest Cage Championship number 37. Kevin, welcome back to MCC.
Thank you.
Now, the night that you fight, it will have been 1 year and 1 day since your last bout.
To the day, brother.
Been on the sidelines for a little while. Tell us what you've been up to.
Had some injuries I needed to heal up, so I had to take some time off. Really took about 6 months, and I got back to training in probably June or so. Had to get my body used to the hard training that we go through again, and once I felt good, I contacted the MCC and I wanted to make a road back to the UFC.
Now, originally you were set to fight Jay Wood, tough up-and-coming fighter, undefeated out of Omaha, Nebraska. There was a little trash talk leading up to the fight. He said that he was going to try to use you for a stepping stone, wanted to make it to the UFC. Obviously, you've already been there. He wanted to be in your shoes, and made a prediction right off the bat, say he was going to knock you out. Unfortunately, something happened to him. He's not able to compete, but nonetheless, give us your thoughts on Jay Wood, his trash talk, and what he would have had coming.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny. In all of the fights that I've had, I'm a very professional individual. I feel that both of us that are coming to compete in an environment like the cage should have a certain level of respect for each other. And you know, trash talk helps sell tickets. I get that, but to say that you're going to stomp on me like a stepping stone and really just build me up as the next step for you as the big thing, all it did is fuel fire for me. And I responded back to him that that's good. I really hope you're training that hard, because I know how hard I'm training, and I'm training to fight the best, because I'm going to be back in the UFC. And after I responded to his article, it wasn't a week later that he all of a sudden gets knocked out in practice. And I was like, if you got knocked out in practice with 16-ounce gloves on, I would have turned you dumb freaking retarded. Stupid. I would have turned him retarded, like instantaneously. And I know he got scared, most likely. But that being said, I guess you got to take care of your health, and if he did, he's got to make sure that he's okay and he does those things. I get it. I don't want him to obviously start and get into a fight and have an excuse that, I got knocked out 2 weeks ago when I knocked him out again. But that would be neither here nor there. In January, I think the MCC has another show. You and I should meet across from the cage, and I will knock you out again. If it's the second time in your career, first time being in practice, I'll make it the first time in a fight, just for you.
Well, there you go, Jay Wood. If you're watching, there's a little message for you. But again, not to look past this upcoming fight, but the upcoming bout with Eddie Larrea. Say that you win. As you know, with the competitiveness of the UFC, I mean, literally, you could always be one fight away from going back, and that has to be motivation to train even harder.
It absolutely is motivation to train as hard as I possibly can. I've been there. I've tasted what it is. The UFC is what it is, and people are cut every day. And I got to experience that too. And honestly, the time that I've had to take off for injuries has done nothing but make me more hungry. And you really don't ever, I guess, really understand how much you miss something until it's possibly taken from you, and you don't think you'll ever have a chance to do it again. And there's a renewed fire inside of me to make my way back and compete for that title. And I want it. I want it bad. And whoever's standing across from me, whether it be Wednesday or in January, I don't care who it is, they're going to get beat up.
Now, your upcoming fight, Eddie Larrea, he is a striker from Wisconsin. Been in a lot of tough fights with a lot of UFC veterans, so this is really nothing new for him. You prefer submissions. I know you can stand and bang. He's a striker, would prefer to stay on his feet. So it's basically a classic striker versus grappler type match.
Sure.
Do you see it that way? Are you content to stand with him, or are you just basically looking at, look, I want to take this guy out, and if I have to take him down, submit him, and be over with it, and get that W, that's how it is? Or in your mind, is it like, it's my first fight back in the air, I want to put on an exciting fight, whatever happens?
Sure. I'm looking at whatever the clearest road to victory is. In the past, I kind of got myself caught up in some cases, and do I stand with this guy or do I do this? And at the end of the day, what keeps you in the UFC is a W. That's it. W's keep you in the UFC. W's keep you on the path that you want to be on. So really all I'm looking at, whether it be Eddie or anybody for that matter, and especially Eddie for the person I'm looking at for Wednesday night, is what do I need to do to win? And I feel confident that I can beat him standing and on the ground. And you know, if he survives the first few exchanges, he will undoubtedly get caught on the ground because I'll drop him with my hands and choke him out, and we'll go have some fun.
Now, despite your performances in the UFC, and I mean, first fight in the UFC, you get submission of the night. You beat Anthony Johnson, have a great battle with Chris Lytle. I mean, people have saw your fights, and you're very tough. But despite that, like Jay Wood, there's a little bit of confidence coming from the Larrea camp. He's talked to the matchmaker and says, I'm excited for this fight. I can't wait. I'm banging this guy. As a matter of fact, I want to come out second.
Yeah.
You know what? Is it just like you said? You know, just to hype up the fight, or what? Is it just some people are just that confident?
I think some people are that confident, and everybody's got to say what they've got to say to themselves, I guess, to get ready for a fight and get them in the right mindset to get ready to compete. Honestly, it doesn't matter what he's saying to himself. I hope he comes in there thinking that he's going to put on the best show of his life. When he feels the power that's in my two hands, his brain waves will change, and he's probably going to be thinking a little different of how the hell can I get out of this cage as fast as I possibly can. But you know, that's for him to decide and find out in a couple days.
There you go, a couple days. MCC 37 Thanksgiving Throwdown. It is going down Wednesday at Hy-Vee Hall. If you don't have tickets, you better get tickets, because this guy is going to put on a show as Miguel El Rey Rios Jr., Ronnie Britt, Victor Moreno, the list goes on and on. This Wednesday night, Hy-Vee Hall, MCC 37 Thanksgiving Throwdown.
Hey!